I think Tank wins in the rematch.
Why?
I think he'll make the right adjustments and he won't take too long to fight.
You know, because he took a knee like a timeout kind of thing and walked to his corner to wipe his face. That's unheard of and never seen before. There's no way that's legal in boxing. It shouldn't.
Gervonta Davis and Bill Haney recently ignited a firestorm in the boxing world with a heated exchange on social media. During a live interview, Bill Haney launched a sharp critique aimed at Davis, casting doubt on the legitimacy of his recent fight. Haney tweeted, "That's crazy because I heard real ones helped you and you did weird," a comment many fans interpret as a direct accusation that Davis was favored by the judges in his bout against Lamont Roach. The tension between the two camps is escalating rapidly, and the public clash has left fans questioning what really transpired in the ring. In response to Haney's pointed remarks, Gervonta Davis quickly fired back on social media, escalating the drama even further. "I done helped a lot of weird." His comment further intensified their ongoing feud, making it clear that Gervonta Tank Davis isn't backing down from Haney's accusations and is fully prepared to defend his reputation. Bill Haney's remarks went beyond a casual jab. They hinted at a deeper issue within the sport. By referencing real ones, allegedly helping Davis and accusing him of doing weird shit, Haney implied that Davis may have benefited from behind-the-scenes favoritism rather than relying solely on his skill to secure victories. These pointed comments have reignited questions about the legitimacy of Davis's recent wins, particularly his bout against Lamont Roach, and whether biased judging played a role. Haney's statement has added fuel to the broader conversation surrounding the integrity of judging in high-profile boxing matches and the potential influence of politics within the sport.
I've been told y'all Gervonta Tank Davis isn't a prize fighter. I know a lot of you guys say, well, he doesn't fight for belts, he doesn't fight for legacy, he fights for money. He's a prize fighter, Jerry. And I'm going to assume a prize fighter is a guy who is solely making fights based off of cash reward. He'd rather fight a bum for $50 million than fight a guy who's experienced for $10 million. That is what a prize fighter would be. Actual definition, a professional boxer who competes in matches for money prizes. So let's take a look at it. Turki Al-Sheikh has declared he wants to make Tank versus Shakur. He says, "My plan for Shakur is this fight." He's referring to Floyd Schofield, then William Zepeda, and then let's see if Tank wants to be in our show. Tank's not going to fight Shakur. He's not going to fight him in Saudi Arabia. So now that we've established Tank isn't a prize fighter, because if he were a lot different, then we must ask, what is Tank's goal in boxing? I'll tell you right now, it's easy money. Tank is the type of guy, he'd rather fight, let's say, 4 Lamont Roaches for $20 million than fight 1 Shakur Stevenson for $80 million, which is fine. But I'm tired of people saying, oh, he's a prize fighter, that's why he's not taking these fights. He's not a prize fighter. The biggest money fights is Haney, Ryan, Tio, Shakur, and Loma. He's not even going to take half of those fights. So please, guys, all my Tank fans, all my guys who claim Tank is a prize fighter, that's why he's not fighting for the belts, please stop it. This guy's not a legacy fighter. He's not a prize fighter. He's just a guy who enjoys easy paydays. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Just stop misleading people with your...
During a tense live interview, Bill Haney openly criticized Gervonta Davis for allegedly parting ways with his longtime coach, Calvin Ford. Haney suggested that this decision may have contributed to a noticeable decline in Davis's recent in-ring performance. He emphasized that Ford had played a pivotal role in Davis's development and questioned why anyone would cut ties with someone so essential to their rise. Haney connected this critique directly to Davis's controversial performance against Lamont Roach, which many analysts felt lacked the sharpness and dominance of his previous bouts. According to Haney, removing Ford from the equation disrupted Davis's rhythm and may have cost him the clarity and focus needed to perform at his best.
But they won't cover the fact of the Lions podcast will not cover the fact that Calvin and Kenny they got fired. Now, if Devin fired me, it would be, huh? Well, they got fired.
I didn't know that was real. I thought that was some cat.
They're trying to be quiet. Man, they got fired, man. Them people that got fired, man. They're hoping they get hired. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they try to get.
Man, Calvin came in on there with he had them GTD first shorts, with them GTD leggings, with that GTD Kango cap, with that GTD glasses, GTD shirt. Man, guess what? The man gave him a hug, man, and left him in the hallway. And everybody want to act like that they're not really. See, they keep that magnifying glass on us, and yeah.
Bill Haney's frustrations with Gervonta Davis go well beyond individual fights. He has repeatedly accused Davis and his team of sidestepping legitimate challenges, most notably avoiding a long-anticipated matchup with Devin Haney. According to Bill, his son's superior boxing IQ and technical precision make him a stylistic nightmare for Davis, which he believes is the real reason the fight has yet to happen. He argues that Davis strategically selects opponents who present less of a threat, prioritizing the preservation of his undefeated record and financial gain over taking on the toughest competition. This criticism casts doubt on Davis's willingness to face the elite in his division and risks painting him as a fighter who avoids true tests of skill.
You say Tank doesn't want any of it. Why is that? I know you can't give him...
Man, get off of Twitter, man, and knock it off, man. If you the face of boxing, then send over something, man. You know what I'm saying? Something respectful, like you're really trying to do this shit. Because every fighter that Devin gets paid, man, the most money, man. Knock it off, man. That's bunk business, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we don't need you. Let the welfare feed you for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. Because that's where you're going to be at the welfare line. You keep shitting on the people, giving them the fake fights, talking about that we didn't charge $57. Listen, we're going to give you the best fights, and we're going to get all the people in there, you know what I'm saying, because that's what we do. And we pay the fighters. We give the fans an opportunity to come in. That's that old bullshit-ass business model that you're going to charge the fans for some bullshit fights and that you the face of boxing because you just keep shoving it down their throat, man. The Mayweather era, that's over with, man. It's the Devin Haney era. That Mayweather shit is over with, man. You hear me? Over with. Floyd ain't never did what Devin did at 25. Tank ain't did it, nobody else ain't did it.
In addition to his technical and managerial critiques, Bill Haney also took aim at Gervonta Davis's public persona, particularly his behavior on social media. He urged Davis to move away from impulsive tweets and adopt a more professional approach if he truly intends to pursue serious negotiations for a fight with Devin Haney. Bill emphasized that boxing at the elite level is as much about branding and business strategy as it is about skill in the ring, pointing out that Devin consistently brings commercial value to every bout he's involved in. His message was clear. Real fighters don't settle scores through social media drama. They do it in the ring, backed by smart promotion and mutual respect between camps.
Like which version he shows up with. And no disrespect to Roach, but you know what I mean.
No, that is disrespectful to Roach, and like y'all fight fans gotta realize that is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like he in there fighting another grown man that ain't going for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think Roach is gonna come with another game plan or something better or this, that, and third? So when they had a rematch, are y'all still gonna say, oh, Take's still not his full self ever since he fought whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like nah, like. Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved he was a hell of a fighter, so he need to get that credit. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't know who's gonna win that rematch. I honestly feel like Tank is, or he lost the love for the sport, and he's no longer hungry anymore.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yet you got a guy that's just super hungry and never had no attention. Now getting all his attention, and now he get around two of his attention is like shit. That's kind of hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Tank is he's still a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. And to your point, we were saying, okay, he lost the love of the sport. I don't really think Canelo...
Olympic silver medalist Keyshawn Davis offered a measured perspective on the potential rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. While he acknowledged that Gervonta remains an elite talent, he noted that recent performances suggest a possible decline in his passion for the sport. This perceived lack of motivation, Keyshawn suggested, could be a critical weakness, one that Roach, known for his heart, grit, and determination, might be able to exploit. His insight adds a deeper layer to the rematch narrative, shifting the focus from raw athletic ability to psychological readiness and long-term commitment. It frames the bout not just as a physical contest, but as a clash between a fighter driven by ambition and one possibly struggling to stay engaged.
And should it have been a disqualification?
Look, it could have easily been a disqualification too, or a referee stops contest, because look, there's no way a fighter could take a timeout and go get his, during the round. There's no way a fighter could say, okay, timeout, because he took a knee like a timeout kind of thing, and walk to his corner to wipe his face. That's fucking unheard of and never seen before. There's no way that's legal in boxing. It shouldn't have. When a fighter, we just seen it recently with Espinosa and Rubesis. Rubesis got hit with the right hand, and then he walks back and walks away, and the red right away wiped it up.
That happened with Lara versus Angulo.
Exactly. It's over. It's over. So Tank, hey, to his corner. I'm actually, surprised that the ref didn't call it a knockdown, because he's a really good ref.
Willis is a really good ref.
Willis is a great ref, one of the best in boxing right now, and that was a big mistake. He should have counted as a knockdown. Like I told you, I wouldn't have been surprised if when he walked away, if he would have just waved it up, because that's walking away from the fight. Because of the eyes, okay, well, during the break, tell the corners to wipe it out. You can't do that when the fight's going on. There's no way, nothing. You can't do that when the fight's going on. You can't time out, take a knee, and walk away. There's just no way. But it is boxing, and a lot of things happen in boxing.
The first bout between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach ended in controversy, with many in the boxing world questioning key decisions made during the fight. A major point of contention arose in the 9th round, when Davis took a knee, a move critics argued should have been ruled a knockdown. However, referee Steve Willis chose not to make that call, a decision that quickly became a lightning rod for debate. The incident fueled broader concerns about whether high-profile fighters like Davis receive preferential treatment and raised serious questions about the consistency and integrity of officiating at the highest levels of the sport.
He took a knee because he got his hair done a few days ago and something dripped into his eyes. Ryan Garcia said that Lamont Roach won that fight. And he continues with, not calling that knockdown is the most wild thing I've ever seen in boxing. That type of stuff makes boxing look bad. And then says, crazy shit, see y'all May 2nd. Terrence Crawford said they robbed that boy and it's crazy. Roach won and that should have been called the knockdown. Let's see what happens. Devin Haney says, I was waiting for the backflip. Even Turki Alashi has something to say about the fight. He said, if you charge people $80 per pay-per-view, you must give them a good card with good production. What are your thoughts? Then Terrence Crawford continues with, some of y'all need to watch Mayweather versus Hernandez and see Mayweather takes the knee because he hurt his hand and it was called a knockdown, not from a punch either. He says, I've never seen someone take a knee and they don't count it as a knockdown.
The aftermath of the Davis versus Roach fight was met with widespread backlash from the boxing community. Many professionals voiced disbelief over the final decision, calling it one of the most controversial outcomes in recent memory. The performances of the judges and referee came under intense scrutiny, with accusations of inconsistency and a troubling lack of accountability. For a sport already struggling to maintain public trust, such decisions risk further eroding fan confidence. The widespread dissatisfaction among fighters, trainers, and analysts underscores a pressing need for reform, particularly in scoring transparency and referee training to safeguard boxing's integrity and ensure fairness in high-stakes bouts.
In camp, so knowing the coaches, they knowing us, work is both ways. It ain't just our way, coming from both sides. So, but no, was I shocked? No. I think Tank tried to tell y'all. Calvin tried to tell y'all, Burry tried to tell y'all, but they didn't want to hear it. They just so stuck on trying to force Tank to fight who they want him to fight. And it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just was made for a great fight. So people need to just sit back and get ready for part 2.
It's gonna be epic, man. I can't wait for part 2, man. Do you got anything to say to the fans? you know, about part 2, about what anything that you got going on coming up, social media, anything.
You gonna see the difference. I mean, I believe we want to fight. Nobody can tell us different. The majority of the world believe we want to fight. So you gonna see. Both of them gonna raise their level. Both of them. So
yeah,
they're gonna make for a greater fight. But